Segun Victor Oyeko joins us. He's an Afrofusion artist. Segun, thank you so much for coming. When I saw your son, I was remembering, what's this guy's name that was signed to Chocolate City now? That's an Oyeko, tell me something way I know if you do. Brimo, yeah, remember. How are you doing? All right, maybe you can help us unmute your device because we can't hear you. Check if you can hear me. Just unmute your device. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. So I was saying, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty well. So Afrofusion, this Afro thing has all kinds of variation. So which is Afrofusion now?
Afrofusion is like a mix of. I don't actually make Afro beats here, so I sometimes mix hip hop. Whatever. So Afrofusion is just like a fusion of everything that comes with Afrobeat.
So in your view, in your books as a musician, what is really the African sound? Because there's still that, I know they boxed us into Afrobeat, but there's a lot going on. For instance, the person we see as the master or the legend of Afrobeat, the songs will say it's not Afrobeats, it's Afrobeat, is Fela. Yeah. So what he did was he took James Brown kind of sound in America, added a bit of high life from Ghana, and made a blend of a lot of things to create the kind of music that we're celebrating for many years after his past. So for you, what is African sound? Because there's a Amapiano, there is the one we play in Nigeria. What is really the African sound? Do we have an African sound?
For me, I would say African sound is not basically a sound. I think it's a culture, like a culture, wherever comes from. Africa has its culture, dance steps, move, what we sound like, how we talk. So I feel like African music is basically like just that culture, just having the culture and talking about where you're from. So it comes from the beat. Everything about African music is different. So it's in the culture. It's not really just a sound. So it's like a cultural thing. So that's how I say Afrobeats, African music.
So, Victor, tell us what's your inspiration, which artists you draw your inspiration from, and how different really is Afrofusion from Afro Soul? Because some would say that what they do is Afro Soul.
I feel like Afro Soul is more like a South African sound. For me, Afro Soul is like a South African sound. My inspiration is from where I'm from. Where I'm from is Kaduna State, and that's where I was born. That's not I'm a Yoruba boy, but I was born here. So for me, that's what inspires me, just being born here. Because I always ask myself, why was I born in this place? Why did my family come here? So for me, it's like it inspires me to be able to speak for people in Kaduna State. For me to be able to do shows, make music, and at least be a voice for where I'm from. So for me, that's my inspiration. My inspiration comes from the people.
So tell us, the music you do, when you create your sound, do you create your sound just for young people or for people between around a certain age? And how? The reason I'm struggling to get this correctly. Okay, let me put it differently. There are people that are creating sound for now. There are people that are creating sound that will be evergreen. And we've seen that a lot of people, from what we see they do, it's just a momentary sound, like a flash in the pan kind of sound. Yeah. What kind of sound do you like to create? And how do you ensure that it's not just for now? That is, if you're doing something evergreen.
Yeah, so for me, I feel as long as my music is true, as long as I'm speaking reality, I'm speaking what I'm going through in my life, a lot of people relate to me, but mostly it's like people from my age group or people younger than me, just people around this age group that relate to me more, because we basically have same daily lives, like what I go through, a lot of people go through them. So as long as I'm real, it's like real life, as long as I talk about my real life, I will always have people that connect to it. So for me, I feel it's evergreen, because forever people are always going to feel what they feel, and people are always going to be in real life. So as long as I'm true to my art, I feel like it's going to be evergreen.
And so I'd like you to talk to us about how prepared you are for the industry. And I'm going to put the question in context. So we see time and again how, you know, artists are in their prime and they make great music, and, you know, they're signed on to partnerships with record companies, you know, that make available all of the perks, you know, but somehow along the line there is a falling out, you know, between the artists and the record companies. And sometimes, you know, the story is that the artist is not prepared for the music business, because there's the creative aspect of it and there's the music business aspect of it. So how prepared are you to navigate that very challenging space and still retain your creativity and, you know, a compelling success story?
For me, it's basically just like a path, it's the road. So I feel like as long as I walk through the path, I prepare my mind basically like daily. I don't like to like say that, oh, I'm fully prepared for like next year or like for like 3 years time. I feel like if I'm prepared today, then I'm prepared tomorrow, the next, and so I just like to prepare myself on a daily basis. Like every day I wake up and I make a change. So like as long as I'm making that change every single day, and I feel like whenever I get to where I'm going to, on that same day, I'll be prepared. So I feel like that's how I see it.
Tell us about doing music in Kaduna, and can you speak a bit of, is it Fulani or Hausa now?
Yeah, I can speak both, because I have like family friends that are Fulani, and so I know how to speak Fulani. But then Hausa is like a general language here in Kaduna. Growing up in like making music in Kaduna is very difficult. I've met a lot of people that will tell me to go to Lagos. Just that the industry here is not all that. But I've heard a lot of sounds, and my own sound came from here. Like I was born here and I developed my sound from this same place. So I don't see like it's not a place, because for me to be born here, for me to have a sound here, it means so much. So I feel like it's just going to take time for the industry. And then there's like cultural barriers. Where there are Muslim people and there are Christian people, then there are Kaduna South people and then Kaduna North people. So it's like divided in different ways. But now what we are trying to do is just merge everybody together for us to come together as one and have a voice like other states. I feel like there are a lot of people, great people in Lagos that have contributed to the Lagos industry that were from Kaduna, just because like Kaduna didn't have an audience, or probably like they didn't have the right channel to put in their work, so they took it to Lagos and they contributed to the Lagos industry, or they were from Kaduna State and they were born in Kaduna State. So
we can't live without at least having a feel of your sound, even if it's for 30 seconds. So your time starts. 30 seconds.
Okay, so I came from a place that suffered violence. You know they heard for their silence. Came for the streets and their violence. We dey pray for the day we go see the sunset. You down people for my concert. Hala Skilon, I be prophet. And I know say life now turn by turn, but I go the para till it reach my turn. See my fire can cool, cause my fire must burn. And mommy they have, she dey pray for her son. I know say some of them no believe me. Looking at the chain like the shackle no believe me. Blood in my eyes cause my vision getting tricky. Tell them make them feel me. Lighting on my candle that the sign of the spirit, boy.
Good one, nice one. Quite conscious. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Victor, oh yeah, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.
Same to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Keep the good work.
Yeah, so we feel the Afrofusion.
Yeah, I can feel the Afrofusion. So it's a mix of rap, mix of beats and all of that. So beautiful. Guys, that's it on today's edition of the program. And for the year 2024. When next we see you is going to be 2025, which is just hours away. So thank you so much. 1 year down the line since the program started, you've been great company. You've trusted us to be the best of your morning. They'll bring you the best of your mornings in terms of programming. Thank you, and thank you. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, you made it into 2025. We'll see you in 2025. Don't forget, Sunrise Daily is up next. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.